Welcome back, Compog What If. I'm the What from your project, and guys, you guys are doing a pretty good job. From What If Izuku was Bloodhound and Yo's girlfriend, you guys completed that 5 like goal. So, guys, welcome to the newest What If. This has not been done before. I have made sure, and I'm gonna have fun with it too. And I hope you guys have fun with me. So, guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. So guys, let's get into it. As we cut to a woman, a blonde woman, as she's giving birth to a child. As we cut to her, as the doctor starts screaming, "Come on, you can do it, push a little more. Just come on, one more push." As the woman is screaming and cursing as she's gripping on her husband's, arm, as she's squeezing quite tightly. "Come on, sweetie, you can do it." As she squeezes a little tighter until... Where is my daughter? As the pregnant woman just turns around and sees this woman as she just screams out, "Mom!" As the husband grabs a cigarette that was in his mouth, throws it on the floor, comically stomps on it many times, then breathes fire upon it to fully destroy it. As the woman walks up, she's like, at this point, average. She's like 5'4". She as well is very blonde, but also has a white streak of hair. As a couple others start running towards her, and they're breathing quite heavily. As the woman sees the woman, as she says, "Inko," as she looks towards the husband, "Hasashi?" As the man just looks at her, as he just says, "Miss Dugashoff, please call me Tanya." As, if you guys did not read the title for this video, yes, this is What If Deku was the grandson of Tanya the freaking evil? Yes, I am doing this. And I spun the wheel of What If, and this is what landed. So guys, let's enjoy this story and let's see where this takes us, shall we? As Tanya walks up to the doctor and asks him, "What is his situation?" "Oh, the situation? Your daughter is doing very well. Miss Dugashoff, could you please keep on pushing?" As she just remembers instantly. As an hour or two later, Izuku is finally born. As Tanya holds him. He's quite small. As she hands him to Inko. "So what are you going to name him?" "I was thinking... Izuku." "Izuku?" As Tanya starts flinching a little bit. As I would say her room has a bit of a window, as she looks at the stars like, "You bastard!" That's what she starts thinking. As the others come in. "We tried to stop her, but when she got word, she busted out of the building." As this is Victoria and Wace. As they're breathing quite heavily, as Inko just says, "Auntie? Uncle? What are you two doing here?" "Chasing after her. And by the way, Tanya, Major, for a woman your age, you should not be going so quickly." As she just turns around, and she just gives Wace death glare, as "Oh no. As, yes, Tanya at this point has somewhat of a cane. As she runs towards Wace, as he runs away, or attempts to, as he gets whacked on the head. And he comically falls to the ground. I'm not that old, you bastard! As birds start falling around his head. As Victoria looks and she sees baby Izuku. Oh, look at him, he's so adorable. And he has your eyes. Thank you, Auntie. Oh, what did you name him? Izuku. As Tanya just flinches just a little bit. Oh, Izuku Deku. Oh, he's so adorable, isn't he, Tanya? Yeah, I guess he is. As Zashi's is completely ignored. Like, so I'm just here and. So, guys, after some time, and yes, I read a bit of the manga, I know how it ends. As after Tanya got done with her missions and settled down in America, basically, as the world government, well, they kind of started noticing, like, Tanya, who was extremely powerful, but yet she was very young. Like, she was, like, in her, like, late teens after she fully got out of the soldier life. They kind of thought, she was extremely powerful. What if another one pops up? As the world governments try to keep their eyes on any potential Tanyas, basically. And instead of creating, like, massive legions of mages, instead they basically have their own versions of the Salamander Corps, basically. Extremely high quality mages, plus with a couple high quality soldiers. Basically, those kind of mages were like a nuclear option. Those kind of mages are extremely well trained and dangerous. But as, weaker versions of mages started walking around, and, mages started falling back into the dark, people knew about mages by far, but they weren't exactly prominent. But then quirks started to appear randomly. As some people can lift objects with their mind, some can shoot fire out of their mouths, some could control forces of gravity. And it was weird to the people, including a baby who can glow in the dark. As soon, basically, quirks became a norm. And I'm going to lower the number because of how early I'm making this is. And yes, I'm going to make this up. I don't know if I'm going to make it to a college what if or the regular high school what if. But I'm leaning towards the college. So that gives me a lot more room. You guys decided in comment section. Yeah. You guys decide if this is going to be like a high school Izuku or a teenage. As, let's get back to it. As I'm going to make it, the population for people with quirks is like 60. Like 60%. As, let's do a time skip to, as Izuku's like 5, as he's at a doctor's office. As Inko just asks, what's the results? Well, Miss Midoriya, he doesn't have a quirk. He doesn't? No, Sally doesn't. Look, why not? Well, look here. The research on quirks is somewhat early, but as he just draws a little circle around Izuku's pinky toe. You should not have this joint here. But maybe he's a late bloomer. As science about quirks is not exactly advanced, but it's very, close. As they know the basics. You can't have a quirk if you have this specific bone in your toe, basically. So that means I can't be a hero? I'm sorry, kid, you're out of luck, and the odds of you being a mage are kind of low. And so, sorry. As Izuku starts tearing up a little bit, as Inko just takes him away. As Inko and Izuku drive to the house. Izuku crying as she opens the door as a man walks up. Hey Inko, Uncle Newman, how are you? I'm doing very well. Izuku, what? Why are you crying? As Izuku says he doesn't have a quirk. It's like, as he looks at Inko, as he tries, like, you can't tell anyone. Everyone needs to know. What does everyone need to know? As Tanya's right there. Mother, I heard everything, Inko. As she walks down, as she gives a few little taps on the cheek to Izuku. Izuku, hey, Grandma. Izuku, in a year's time, I'm gonna do something and see if you have something of mine. What do you mean? Well, Izuku, let's just say quarks are not everything in this world. Let's just say that. As she gives like that grandma smile as she walks away, as Inko follows her. As later on, like in another room, as Koing is right there. What's going on? Izuku doesn't have a quirk. Oh, he's probably a mage. What? Why do you think he's a mage? Well, it's a great possibility. Quite possibility. People are more likely to get quirks than, well, they're more likely to be quirkless or powerless entirely than be a mage. Yes, but you know what's the difference between everyone else and us? What? He's your son, and he's my grandson. That's the difference. How is that any difference? You forget, mages are also genetical. Well, a smidge, but mostly. That proves nothing. Well, Inko, it's kind of obvious that you didn't become a mage. You have a telekinesis quirk. And I think it might just skip the generation. Mom, you do know that there are those who are quirks. And they have mage abilities. True, but they are quite a rarity. So Izuku could be just a simple mage. If not, he's probably going to be above average. Who knows? Look, we won't know until a year, so it's not going to be that very long. Besides, what would that change any? It's not like I'm going to let my own grandson join the military. Hell no. Look, I've seen the worst and the best. You should trust me on this. As she walks away, as Victoria, pops her head in, as Inko sees her. How much did you hear, Auntie? Enough. As she sits down. Why does my mother have to be so darn difficult? Yes. As she pulls a chair in. Inko, sweetie, I've known your mother more than anyone in this house, including you. Yeah, I know that. Look, I knew her when she was still 9 years old, and one of the greatest mages of her time before she was diagnosed with sociopathy. Yeah, I know. Look, at first, your mother just wanted to be a middleman. Someone who didn't want to be within the line of fire while giving out orders. Far away, namely at the capital. That's all she ever wanted, but fate had a different plan for her. She kept getting promotions and victories. And soon she had a whole entire corps given to her. An entire army of mages and soldiers. And that, at first, she didn't want to look bad. And she started putting out, concern. But soon, she had actual real concern for her soldiers, for her fellow man. Soon she started caring. And then, she changed a little more after she met your father. Just a smidge. She started being a little more considerate, in a way. And then, a miracle happened. And would it be that, Auntie? You, as she boops her on the nose. Inko, if any of all the years I've lived in this life, all the years, I could say one thing in positivity. If there's anyone's word you should trust, is your mother. I mean, look where I got from listening to her. Yeah, being a co-owner of a multi-billion-dollar company. We're almost to the trillion. I never thought we would get this big. Sometimes I think your mother is psychic at times. I can't blame you. The world's first worldwide delivery service sells nearly everything and anything anyone needs. Then you evolved planes, and then eventually to a private security force. I wonder what's the next business venture Mom will ever take. Well, that's gonna be a fun thought. Maybe you're right that Mom's a psychic. That will be quite an interesting thing. World's greatest mage and first actual psychic. Now come on. Let's cheer up Izuku before he starts watching Stars and Stripes again. And yes, Stars and Stripes is a thing at this time, but she's like a young hero, like fresh out of the academy. As she's like climbing the rankings pretty quick, plus with her interesting ability. And Izuku, he looks up to her like the original Izuku, looking up to All Might, basically. As we cut to a year forward, as Izuku's getting strapped with, basically a giant helmet on his head, as Tanya is actually supervising this, as a man actually walks up. It's almost done, Tanya. Good. You can make your grandfather proud. Knowing him, as it's finally done. Alright, let's see if this works. As she looks right at her daughter and asks, would you like to do the honors? He is your son. As Izuku is a little scared with all these tubes and stuff, and these wires, as Inko looks him in the eye and says, Izuku, everything's gonna be just fine. Trust me. As Izuku gives like a brave smile, as Inko pulls the lever, as the lights on Izuku's helmet start to glow, as everything starts to float, like wrenches and all this, and also the tubes and wires start lifting, as Tanya is like, yes! Knew it! I was right! As Inko is very much surprised. He's a mage? How the... As she is surprised. I keep telling you, Inko, never doubt your mother. As, well, we're gonna do like a little time skip, like a couple weeks after that, as Izuku is, quite happy. As at the school he goes to, he says that he's a mage, which everyone is surprised about. And by the way, no one knows about his family, specifically his grandmother. So no one really knows about him being related to the White Silver or the Devil of the Rhine. No one knows about that crap. They do know there was a soldier called the White Silver and the Devil of the Rhine. They know those two are like the same person. As no one's actually put the pin that's Izuku's family just yet. But they might. Maybe. As we cut to the house. As Tanya and the main crew is there, plus Inko. Wow. Izuku's a mage. I can't believe that you were right, Ma. It's alright. You should believe in me more often. Well, I have a proposal. Proposal? Okay, Tanya, what ingenious idea do you have this time for the company? As like as Cohen just lays his head on his hand. As he's just smirking like, oh, okay, this probably would be a good one. I think we should add a hero division. As everyone has little shocked eyes, like, what? As even Victoria's like, Tanya, why would he add a hero division? Yeah, I would like to know too. Before I can tell you, I'd like to know your opinion. Well, one, Tanya, we own one of the biggest businesses in the world. Not many people can actually challenge us in this. Since we were like the first company to go worldwide in delivery, plus we bought planes that helped, and then you put them into transport in the public sector, and then we went to private security firm, which we used to help a lot of people. Why go into the hero business? I thought you weren't a big fan of it anyway. Well, I'm not exactly. But I see your point. But there are more things involved with the hero business than just guys in tights saving cats from trees, Cohen. Okay, what else? There's also the technology for heroes. Imagine having the ability to, let's say, control one's quirk. If we discovered a way to make it a lot better, actually we could sell that to the public sector. For those who are not very good at controlling their certain abilities. So what, you want to go into hero tech? That makes a little bit of sense, but I think we're a little late, just a smidge, but if we work hard enough and hire enough researchers and scientists in the subject, we can probably do it. That is a good idea, Cohen. I'll put that in mind. What I'm talking about is legacy. Legacy. As all of them look at Tanya. You all know we don't have a lot of time, left for us. Well, yeah, true. There will be a time when we're gone, but who will take our place? Especially for this company. Well, I thought the idea was to give it to, Inko. Why me? Well, you're business savvy, and, your mother been training you for a long time to be the next head of this company. Assuming you guys all did the same thing with your kids, of course. But I also plan to do it with Izuku. And some of the others. The others, yes, of course. And I think a hero division will be a perfect idea to train Izuku for a much larger role in the company when the time comes. As they all start thinking, that makes a lot of sense. We might as well be prepared, just in case. As everyone nods, as Verosik actually, perks up. Wait, Tanya, are you? No, I'm not dying. I'm too young for that. As everyone just gives a little bit of an eyebrow raise. I'm younger than all of you, that's for darn sure. As everyone's like, oh yeah, you're so high and mighty. As they all start yelling at each other that who's actually the oldest and also the most decrepit. As Ingo just walks away. I'm gonna stop it there. So guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get more of my what ifs. And please comment down below. So guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and have a nice day.